Okay, so I want to introduce you to distribution. On the outside, I have a monomial, -2, and it's being multiplied by this trinomial here. Okay, and all you have to do is take this -2 and multiply it by all three, by the 2x, by the -x, and by the 1. That's all distribution is. Okay, it's taking what's being multiplied on the outside of the parentheses and multiplying it by all three terms in this trinomial. So I'm going to multiply the -2 times the 2x squared, and I get -4x squared. And the -2 times the -x, and I get +2x. And the -2 times the +1, and I get -2. And so that's your answer right there. Okay? Now, what's the degree of your answer? The degree is 2 because the highest exponent's 2 of any of the individual terms. What's the leading coefficient? -4. And your result, your entire problem is called a what? I mean, your entire answer is called a trinomial. Okay, let's look at number 6. Instead of distributing a number, this time I'm distributing a variable. I got to take -x and multiply it by all three terms on the inside of the parentheses. And so -x times -x squared is positive what? X to the third power. Now the reason it's to the third is because this -x is understood to be raised to the first power. So we're doing x, like bases, x and x, and we're multiplying them, so we have to add their exponents. That's why it's x to the third. Now distribute -x times -x, and that gives me +x what? Squared. And -x times -3 gives me +3x. I'm going to rewrite my answer without this plus sign here. So I've got x cubed plus x squared plus 3x. So now what's the degree of my trinomial? 3, right. I look at each individual term and I say, what's the degree of this term? It's 3. And what's the degree of this term? It's 2. And what's the degree of this term? It's 1. So the degree of the entire trinomial is 3. All right, on number 8, all I see out in front is a what? A negative. When all you have in front's a negative, you just take the negative and distribute it. Distributing a negative is easy. All it does is change the sign of everything. So I'm going to distribute the negative to all three terms, and it just changes the sign. So I'll have -x squared minus x plus 2. And so that's my answer right there. Now, let's look at 10. On 10, I'm going to take the -2m, and I'm going to distribute it. But how many terms are inside my parentheses? 4. So I have to distribute it to all 4. Okay? So -2m times -m cubed is going to be +2m to the what power? To the 4th. You add the exponents. -2m times -2m squared is going to be +4m to the what power? To the 3rd. -2m times +3m is -6m to the what power? To the 2nd. And -2m times +2 gives you -4m. Okay? Now, the degree of this polynomial right here is 4, because that's the highest degree of any individual term, and the leading coefficient is 2.